Dear President Hernandez, dear faculty members, dear Professor Anne Deman, dear graduating students, dear proud mom, dad, sisters, brothers, grandma, aunt. In Africa, the list can go very long. Even nice neighbors might come along. It is my great joy and honor to deliver the 2023 Commencement Address. I would like to thank Champlain College for having chosen me for this honor. It speaks volume to the great open-mindedness of this college, which stand on 145 years of history while reaching out to the world to share our common human experience with its students. First of all, I congratulate you, Champlain College graduating students. We can start with a big round of clapping and cheering for you. You did it. I attended the 3 graduation ceremonies of my kids here in the United States. And I know a little bit about the challenges you went through. The dedication and resilience it took to sometimes drag yourself to class dressed in your PJs. I also know the numerous parties, temptation you had to decline, the fear of failing, almost dropping, and also your eagerness to learn, to challenge the current way of thinking, and most of us, the great joy of succeeding, which you are celebrating today with your loved one. Within your guests, the happiest of all is perhaps the one who underwrote the tuition bills over the years. They are repeating in their head, "Thank God my money didn't go wasted." When my youngest daughter graduated, I was very proud of her, as previously was for her elder siblings. I was very happy that she was equipped to find her way to the challenging world we live in today. My saving account was happy too. If that bank account was a human being, it would also have done the victory dance. So to the proud parents and sponsors of this graduating student, congratulations. Dear graduating student, today is all about you, about celebrating your success. Let us recall that according to the Education Data Initiative, college dropout rates in 2022 indicates that among all undergrad students in the USA, up to 40% drop out. So you are here today because you did not take anything for granted, and you worked hard when you needed to. That is pretty much how I have tried to approach my work throughout my life. I grew up as a privileged kid in Senegal, West Africa. My mother, who passed 3 years ago at the age of 85, was a midwife. My father was a doctor, a pediatrician. One might think that they met through medical school, but actually not. My mother explained to me that back then medical school students would rarely invite nursing and midwifery school students to their parties. Those were different times. There were almost no women in medical school and no men in nursing at midwifery school. The good thing is that it goes both ways now. Last year in Senegal, more women graduated from medical school than men. It is quite a small revolution, isn't it? And my parents may appreciate that now everybody invites everybody to their parties. So women, you can invite men, and both ways. Education has been very important in my family. And all of my 8 siblings, I come from a family of 8, all of them received university degree. As a mother, in addition to passing on to my children the core human value I believe in, I made it my most important parental duty to support my children's education, and I strongly advocate for universal access to quality education to all. After your graduation will come the big question, what's next? There will be many paths possible. Myself, I graduated in economics, yet I felt compelled to address the human condition, the human rights, and particularly, I felt compelled to strengthen the rights of women and girls. Most of my classmates in France, where I studied, went on to work in the financial sector. I started my career in the private sector, but quickly I followed my inner drive to create a more equitable world. And I moved into the non-governmental organization sector and then to the United Nations, where I spent 23 years working in different countries, including in New York City at the headquarters of the United Nations Population Fund. In my early days, in the early days of our respective careers, many of my classmates did not understand why I would choose to make a living in what they call charitable activities. That's what they call human rights issues, gender inequalities, and violence against women. Is it a real line of work? One of them once genuinely asked. Many years down the road, they changed their mind, of course, as they then saw me as a big shot at the United Nations headquarters in New York. They later saw me as a bigger shot when I became a prime minister. Therefore, dear graduating student, among the many paths you'll have to choose from after graduation, I would advise that you choose the one you are passionate about. If you are unsure that the path you like most, if you're not sure about which path, then take the path you like most. You'll be much more eager to put in the necessary effort to move forward and succeed. In my childhood, I always wondered why boys were allowed to have more fun than girls. That is how it was a decade ago. For our parents, the outside world was more dangerous for young women and much friendlier to young men. I knew I wanted to become a women's rights activist in my early 20s, and violence against women still is, at the top of the issue I wanted to contribute to the fight. So here are some statistics to think about. According to the UN Women, globally, an estimated 736 million women, almost 1 in 3, have been subjected to physical or sexual intimate partner violence, non-partner sexual violence, or both, at least once in their lifetime. That's 30% of women aged 15 and older. In the United States, according to the Health Safe Foundation, every 9 seconds, a woman is assaulted or beaten. On average, nearly 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner here in the United States. 1 in 3 women is a victim of some form of physical violence by an intimate partner during their lifetime. During 1 year, this equates to more than 10 million women and men. Violence against women is a universal violation of women's rights, regardless of wealth, regardless of education, regardless of race or location. When I became the head of the Gender and Human Rights branch of the United Nations Population Fund, we started a fruitful tribal collaboration with Champlain College, Emergent Media Center, then under the leadership of Professor Andaman, and Population Media Center directed by Bill Ryerson. Hi, Bill, must be in the room. We all wanted to get to the root because of the causes, the root of the cause of violence against women by educating boys aged 8 to 15 with a free story-driven online soccer game named Breakaway, endorsed then by the world-famous soccer star, Samuel Eto'o. Breakaways was carried forward for 15 years by Champlain College students through the Emergent Media Center. Youth camps were first spearheaded in the West Bank city of Hebron in Israel by an alumni and now Champlain College Board of Trustee member who goes by the name of Mahmoud Jabari, who is now working at the World Bank. Breakaway was adopted by the municipality of Sosonate, El Salvador, thanks to Chaplain student Maria Herrera. Multiple students and team of faculty and staff fundraised to create a mobile version. Then student, now assistant Dana Steinoff, led the conversion to mobile where it was picked up by UNICEF and ran in the Rwanda Mahama refugee camp in 2019. Now, Population Media Center has implemented it in Guatemala and is working to launch in other Latin American nations and other African countries. At a personal level, I'm very happy to see that what started as an idea 15 years ago went a long way to serve public good thanks to our collective commitment. And I like to acknowledge Leila Sharafi of UNFPA, who is in the room, who worked as a young professional on the project right from the start and has carried on the strategy of targeting men and boys to end violence against women at UNFPA. "11 years ago, in 2011, I was well set into my UN career. I decided to take a leave without pay to support a candidate whom I believe would move the country of Senegal forward. It is a very implausible move. UN senior staff are often pretty risk averse, especially when they have a permanent contract that sets them for the rest of their career, which was my case. However, I decided to run the campaign of candidate Macky Sall, who in 2012 became Senegalese President Macky Sall, and I was then appointed Minister of Justice, Attorney General. I made violence against women a priority, and through that work, the criminal law was revised to toughen sentences related to rape and sexual violence offenses. Afterward, I became Prime Minister of Senegal, President of the Economic and Social Council, and was recently elected as Member of Parliament. So, dear graduating student, I will also advise you to dare to take calculated risk toward your value. I did not leave my UN career to support any candidate, but the winning candidate. So do your homework before operating radical changes. I advise you, don't stay too long in your comfort zone. Don't settle for the low-hanging fruit. Look up to the higher ones, the highest one, even. I still do. This term, like you, I will start a new path. I will reach higher. I will be running in the Senegalese presidential election. Having served as the second female prime minister in the history of the country, I intend to be the very first female president. I can promise you that I will be putting up a good fight. You do the same as you go through your interviews and launch your first jobs. Let them see that you are here to reach your goals. And if you choose to carry on to graduate school, you already know the way to success. As I learned from Breakaway, you level up your game. As I said, this moment is yours to enjoy fully for the days and weeks to come. I did not tell you about all the fun time and partying I did. I continue to do. So my last recommendation to you is enjoy the journey, celebrate, be happy. Once again, congratulations, dear graduating student. Odeyamas, let us dare. Thank you.